All right, shoot the gap episodes. We did a lot of fucking episodes. I don't know what episode it is, but we'll put it in post. Fucking shoot or cease fire. It's me, the guy. What's up, bitches? I'm doing the episode today because Brian is out. He is dealing with some shit. But worry not. We're gonna have a great fucking episode, dude. It's gonna be the cleanest, the least amount of F-bombs out of any episode is gonna be this fucking episode. So we're gonna get right fucking into it. First game, we have the Bills at the Bears. This is one of the most straightforward games of all time. You're shooting on Josh Allen and Justin Fields and Diggs. Now, Gabriel Davis fucked me over. I did not get to win a championship this year. And I blame him because of it. I'm never drafting him again. And I'm never listening to the Fantasy Footballers again. Fantasy Footballers podcast is the premier podcast talking about fantasy football. And I love them. They're all good guys. They have kids. I know they have to make a living. But their advice sucked because they told me to draft Gabriel Davis and I did. And he did not win me my fantasy league. So I'm not shooting on him, even though I'm starting him. So do with that what you will. Besides that, I don't know, David Montgomery. I feel like if you're the Bears, you're starting Fields, Montgomery, and probably Komet, and that's about it. Maybe Komet is, proving that to be a good tight end, you have to have in your last name. I mean, Kelsey and Kittle prove the role. Who knows? We're gonna shoot on Bass. We're gonna shoot on Bills D. That's it. Moving right along. New Orleans Saints at the Cleveland Browns. Now Kamara is set and forget. Nick Chubb is set and forget. So that really leaves us with the questions. Are we starting Amari Cooper? No. We're shooting on Amari Cooper. I'd shoot on Amari Cooper. I would shoot on Deshaun Watson. And that's about it for this game. I mean, I don't really know what else you could do. I don't think that Olave is injured, so you're starting Olave, which means moving right along. So then we have the Houston Texans at the Tennessee Titans, and this is easy. Derrick Henry, next game. So after that, we have the Seahawks at the Chiefs. Now this is a good one. This is pretty cool. And my thing is I really want Brian to win his game. So I really hope that Mahomes and Kelsey don't do good, but dude, I'm totally shooting on him in this game. I'm also shooting on Gino, and I'm shooting on Decaf, and I'm going to shoot on McKinnon. That's pretty much it. You can shoot on Harrison Butker. You shouldn't be shooting on a defense. And moving right along. New York Giants, Minnesota Vikings. Saquon. Dalvin Cook, Justin Jefferson, TJ Hawkinson, Kirk Cousins. That's it. Moving right along. Cincinnati Bengals, New England Patriots. Jamar Chase, Joe Burrow, Joe Mixon. Patriots, probably Ramondre Stevenson. And yeah, we probably wouldn't start the Patriots defense this game since the Bengals are going to go Bengali on them. Moving right along. Detroit Lions at the Carolina Panthers. Jared Goff, yeah. Jamal Williams, yeah. Amon-Ra St. Brown, yeah. DJ Chark, yeah. Carolina Panthers, no. Moving right along. I'm joking. The Carolina Panthers have a pretty soft matchup. The Lions defense is supposed to be bad, but I feel like they're actually going to be good this game. And for that reason, I would cease fire on Carolina players. Falcons at the Ravens at the classic Battle of the Boyds. Now, the Ravens fucked me over. Fuck the Ravens. I guess you could shoot on Mark Andrews. That's about it for them. Falcons, Tyler Algier. That's about it. Moving right along. Washington Commanders, San Francisco 49ers. Christian McCaffrey. Ayukin if he's healthy. Debo if he's healthy. Purdy. That's probably it for them. Commanders, Terry McLaurin, Brian Robinson. Not the defense this game. That's it. Moving right along. Next, we have the Eagles and the Cowboys. NFC East matchup extraordinaire. But before we do that, a word from our sponsor.
High Volume Music Radio, the pride of Sunnyside, with shows like Rock and Roll Radio, Bring Back the A-Track, The Brown Sugar Express, and Blame It on the Boogie with Aunt Boogie. Log in now at highvolumeradio.com. And remember, if it ain't high volume, it ain't loud enough.
Now back to Shoot the Gap with your...
Alright, and we're back. And after that, we're going to have a couple of games left. So Eagles-Cowboys. Now, the Eagles are without Hurts, so this is actually a very interesting... This is one of the few interesting games that I'm going to spend more than 5 seconds on. I would still shoot on Miles Sanders and A.J. Brown. I would cease fire on Devontae. Actually, you know what? I would shoot on Devontae Smith still, just because I feel like Gardner Minshew doesn't throw the balls downfield as much. And, I feel like Smith would be doing more slot work than A.J. Brown probably. Tony Pollard, set and forget. CeeDee Lamb, set and forget. Dak, I feel like you got to start him. I just don't think the Eagles are going to win this game. I think this is a trap game for them. And I actually want to see the Eagles win a Super Bowl. Probably out of any team in the... Well, I don't know. Out of any team in the NFC, I would probably want to see the Saints win a Super Bowl more. But I don't think they're going to go. It would also be cool to see the Seahawks win, but I don't think they're going to go. But, I don't want to see the Cowboys win. I want to see the Eagles win. But I really just think Dallas is going to win this game. It's going to be a trap game. Eagles still going to win the division. Cowboys aren't going to win the division, but they're going to win this game because it's a meaningless game, and that's what they do. They do meaningless things very well. So they're going to win this game. Las Vegas Raiders, Pittsburgh Steelers. Both teams are 6-8. One's going to be a measly 7-8, while the other will be a very manly, very respectable 6-9. Now, this game is pretty exciting. Josh Jacobs, number 1 running back for fantasy on the year. Almost 1,500 yards on the ground, 11 touchdowns, 291 attempts. Devontae Adams, almost 1,300 yards on the year, 12 touchdowns. Derek Carr, 23 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. I feel like this game is pretty straightforward. The Raiders have really come back in a big way, considering how bad they started the year off. And I think that their offense is kind of starting to click. Waller, that's the big question. That's the big question. He played last week, and he did good, and then he's gonna play this week. So if you have him, you're probably thinking, should I play him? Should I not play him? He had 3 receptions out of 3 targets for 48 yards. His long was a 25. He averaged 16 yards, and he had a touchdown. I would start Waller if you have him. Because why did you pick him up on your team if you're not trying to play him in the big game? You need your names aren't just names. You need to have a plan with them. You need to have a reason for why you have things on your team. If you're just picking up shit to have it because it's a meme, that's cute and all, but that's not That's not like putting your energy towards caring about if you win. So why should you expect to win? I don't think that the Steelers' offense has that many good things outside of Najee Harris and I guess Deontay Johnson. Both of them have about 700 yards in the year. And it's like, yeah, if you have Freiermuth, I know the weatherman, he has Freiermuth. And we talked about it, and he's playing Waller over Freiermuth. So this is a very good comp. Most of these games, I kind of breezed through them, but they were kind of breezable, throughable games. And these last couple games actually have something of interest for the channel to talk about for a comp, for a point of reference. And they're also, you guys would have these questions as well. With the Steelers, it depends a lot on who's throwing the ball. But I think that Najee Harris is still the talent and the opportunities are good enough. Najee Harris almost has he has a little more of a workload and a little more of an opportunity at snaps and reps and touches than Pollard does. I have Pollard and Harris. Moving on, we have Green Bay and Miami, so a 6-8 team playing an 8-6 team, and it's the battle of the green. Miami with the cool I think there's another word for that color, like puce or some shit. But the Packers are real green. But I was talking to Brian about this game too because he has Waddle, and Waddle's done really good for the year. And he has Waddle and Christian Watson. He's playing Waddle instead of Christian Watson. And I told him any fantasy show that tries to act like that's a serious conversation is doing you a disservice. Because they're in different leagues. Waddle just has such better opportunities. One quarterback is playing through injuries for the hopes of getting his team to playoffs. The other team is going and doing recreational psychedelic drugs, like hard drugs, like ayahuasca. And then he comes back and he's picking fights with people on his team, and he's being very passive aggressive, and it's very clear that it's just toxic. I hate it. I get it, I'm Aaron Rodgers, I know what I'm doing, but it's come on, man. I don't want that for my fantasy team. I'll take the Dolphins, thank you very much, with Tua and Mike McDaniels and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. Moving right along. I'm joking. We do have to take some stuff from the Packers. I mean, look, Aaron Jones, if you have Aaron Jones, he's mid, but you're playing him. A.J. Dillon, he's mid, but you're playing him, probably. And Tyreek, dude, you're playing Tyreek, you're playing Waddle, you're playing Tua. I feel like you have to play Mostert. And if you have Jeff Wilson, you might play him in your flex because you might chase that. I mean, I've chased a lot of stuff. I get it. Gambling is a way to win. Next up, we have the Denver Broncos at the Los Angeles Rams. Now, this game is kind of, how do I say, shitty, but it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. What I think is gonna happen is you're not gonna really try to start anyone from this game, and that's gonna serve you. If you're starting something, you're probably starting a defense, like the Broncos defense. Maybe a kicker. Next, we have the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at the Arizona Cardinals. And both of these teams' seasons are, not what they thought they were going to be. The Bucs, I don't fucking know how this is the case, but they're still first in the NFC South. And I'm going to be 100% when I say this. I think I had a dream last night that Fornette got injured. That's fucking crazy. So the Cardinals are third in their division. They're 4-10. They're not going to the playoffs. Murray's out for the year. Marquise Brown James Conner, and D-Hop. There was not very much of those four guys together. So right now, D-Hop, that's who you're starting. Maybe you're starting James Conner, but I wouldn't really be looking at anything else. And for the Bucks, I'm pivoting away from the offense entirely. I have Rachaad White and Leonard Fournette, and I'm pivoting away from both of them because there's other things that I want to try. Because it's so painful seeing how equally Fournette and Rachaad White get it every time. It's painful because that could be one guy and it would be awesome. But it seems that's not the case. It seems that they're going to do the two running back system like what Brady did when he was on the Patriots with Sony Michel and James White. That's what it looks like it's turning into. Leonard Fournette is Sony Michel 2.0. Rachaad White is James White 2.0. And, speaking of offenses that weren't able to be together, hopefully these offenses can get it together and provide something better for fantasy next year. Speaking of offenses that need to get it together and provide something better for fantasy next year, the Los Angeles Chargers and the Indianapolis Colts they're duking it out. One team is like, we're cool, we have lightning bolts. The other team's like, horses. And, lightning bolts have been doing a lot better this year. They've been doing a lot better this year. Justin Herbert has been Herberting his way to 4,000 yards on the year. 21 touchdowns, 9 picks. Matt Ryan threw for a whole 1,000 yards less, and 7 less touchdowns, and 4 more interceptions. Eckler has been doing fucking awesome. You're shooting on Eckler. You're shooting on Herbert. You're shooting on Keenan Allen. You're shooting on Mike Williams. That's it. You can shoot on Everett if you want to, if you're desperate, if in a double flex league or what have you. Colts, real simple. Maybe Michael Pittman. That's it. I'm not interested in this offense. I'm not shooting on them. I'm not trusting them in this week for fantasy. And that is it, guys. Now, I'm looking and I'm seeing that my camera is not working anymore. And it was working. And then something happened. And then it just stopped working. And I just fixed it here. And I hope that maybe you were still listening to me because I was talking cool. But if not, I'm sorry. But I want to thank you. That's going to wrap up the show. And good luck in your games, guys. Just remember, don't stop making moves. Don't stop looking at the waiver wire. Don't stop looking at stuff. I know that it's the end of the season, and it's easy to get lulled into that sense of, I made it this far. I know what I'm doing. I'm just going to trust my guys. But stay water for a reason. I got my rings I got these babies when I was staying water. I have not won 3 years in a row. So I won this. This was the first year I started playing with Brian. And I drafted Kamara. This was 2018. So 2018 Kamara. That was, in my opinion, probably prime Kamara. And I got him with like the 7th round pick. My 2nd round pick was AJ Green when AJ Green was still pretty good on the Bengals. And then I got T.Y. Hilton when he was still pretty good on the Colts. And then I think I fucked around and it's like I did this weird, like I had Marshawn Lynch and Adrian Peterson and I started both of them. Like one of them was in the flex and it worked week 1. And so, like, I trusted all these old guys, and then, they kept getting injured, but I kept playing the waiver, and then eventually, like, I traded something for Dalvin Cook when Dalvin Cook was injured, and I got Dalvin Cook back. So, it's like, I was just all this activity. Like, I was hustling hard. When Jalen Samuels, when he was a running back tight end thing for Yahoo, I had him in that. And I picked up prime Dame Williams on the Chiefs. So, I had my ear to the ground. I was watching the games, waiting to see who to pick up. Because there was no waiver wire. So, I was younger. I'm 25 now. So, this is 2022. This is 2018. So, that's 4 years ago. So, I was 21. Living at home with the parents, not hustling in real estate like I do now. And then in 2019, I'll tell you what happened. I fucking drafted Lamar Jackson and Mark Andrews in their heyday. I got Mark Andrews in like the 11th round, and Lamar Jackson in like the 7th. Forget about it. When you hit late like that, like you're unstoppable because you spent your. Now I wasted my draft capital in the early rounds because I drafted David Johnson and Le'Veon Bell in 2019, so I got fucked there. But I did trades and stuff, and I made stuff happen again, so I won. And then the year after that, I drafted Kyler Murray. It didn't really work out. And then the year after that, I drafted Matthew Stafford, and it didn't really work out. And then this year, I drafted Josh Allen, and it didn't really work out. But I got close. But you know what my problem was? I got hooked, man. I got hooked on that Mark Andrews feeling, not having to pay for it. I got hooked on that, and I started, making it part of my strategy to have him, and I got too fixated on him, and then, I had him this year, and it was great in the first half. Injuries. So, all I can say is I love fantasy football and I love gambling, and I'm probably going to invest into 2 or 3 more leagues next year just to get a better semblance of feeling good. But hopefully it'll be all right. But I'm not going to draft Mark Andrews anymore. It's the end of an era. So farewell, Marky Mark. Kelsey or bust, and we're just doing a low round guy. Also, I should have drafted Mahomes instead of Allen. If I would have went Mahomes, Kelsey, I would probably be in the championship game right now. But I was trying to be innovative, and I thought that Josh Allen truly was the better. And if Josh Allen hadn't have gotten his elbow injured, then he probably would have. And Mahomes has had years where, he's gotten injured, and Josh Allen played through it and still did pretty good. Hopefully next year he'll have a better year, and he'll do better. Peace.